everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm just going to cut right to the chase. We are talking all things Halloween Horror Nights. So I'm just going to refer to it as HHN going forward, a lot easier. There are two. One is in Florida at Universal Studios and one is in California at Universal Studios. I am strictly talking about the Orlando, Florida HHN. So if you don't know what this is, it's one of the world's premier Halloween events. They've got some of the scariest houses, some of the best talent in some of the best shows. They really go all out for this event. And if you talk to anyone who likes Universal or likes Halloween, they probably have heard of this event before. So I want to start out with, this event has 10 haunted houses, 5 scare zones, which we'll talk about those in a little while, and 2 live shows, as well as having some of their rides open, like Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, which is that, iconic straight up red roller coaster that you see at Universal. Many others are open as well. And they just have a lot of really good food specific to the event, drinks, so a lot of stuff. So let's just get right into it and talk about the haunted houses. Okay, so starting with the haunted houses, I want to start with the 4 houses that are already confirmed. So 4 out of 10 of them have been confirmed. The first one they confirmed was Universal Monsters Legends Collide. It is going to be Wolfman versus Dracula versus The Mummy. They did a Universal Monsters house not long ago, and my problem with it was like each room was a different one. It felt like there was too much packed into it. By the time you were getting used to one of the rooms or one of the monsters, or one of the monsters started to scare you, you were switched to a new one that maybe wasn't as scary. So I feel like they could have done better. This one sounds like it's going to be a combination of all 3 of them through the whole house. So I'm really excited for that. So that was the first one they confirmed. Then they confirmed Halloween. Every HHN, they do a house based on the Halloween film series. I don't blame them. It is literally, the film series is titled Halloween, so like it does make sense. This one's based on the first movie. These are usually pretty good. They're not at the top of my list. They're not at the bottom. They're usually somewhere in the middle, maybe a little closer to number 1, maybe like 3rd or 4th favorite house every year. So I am excited for that one. They also confirmed a Blumhouse haunted house. Now, back in 2018, they did one of these, which Blumhouse produces movies, like horror movies, and Blumhouse had produced Happy Death Day and The Purge. And so back in 2018, they did a house with a combination of those 2 houses. It was really good, so I'm expecting this one to be good too. It's a combination of Freaky and The Black Phone. I haven't seen either of these yet, but I've seen a lot of trailers and commercials for The Black Phone, so it does look like it's pretty scary, so I think it's going to be pretty good. And then the most recent one is a very interesting house. It's based on the musical artist The Weeknd. To me, at first, I was like a little taken back. I was like, that's a little weird, but there's a little clip, like a trailer for it. It does look like it's going to be pretty good. Usually when you get there and you're like, oh, this house looks weird, that's almost always like one of the best ones. So I'm really excited for it. So yeah, I think that that's going to be a pretty good one. Out of the 4, if I had to pick one I think would be the best, I do think it's going to be Halloween out of those 4, just because each year it's consistently a great house. And then this one is based on the first one, the original Halloween movie. So I definitely think out of those 4, that'll be the best one. And now with the haunted houses, we're going to switch over to the rumors. So these are houses that have not been confirmed, but either there's been rumors or maybe people saw like pictures of like the houses being built. So the first one is Witches Brew Spirits of the Coven. This one is pretty heavily rumored, and I'm going to put up some pictures now of some sets that have been put out for a potential scare zone based on this, because the rumors are that there's going to be a little scare zone with a bar, and this house will all 3, the bar, the set or scare zone, and the house are all going to be connected. I don't know if that's going to be true, but that would be pretty cool, especially if the scare zone's like right outside the house. So like when you leave the house, it's like you're still kind of in it. I've kind of thought that a lot. Like, I don't know why they don't do scare zones right outside of houses that are based on that house. So that would be a really cool addition. They also have Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake. Now, usually each year they do a house that's called like the Cold House. They might have a snow effect, or they have a lot of AC pumping in there, but that's what they call like their cold house. And this one is the rumored cold house. So it sounds like they might have like a snow fog effect in it. That's the rumors, at least. I think it would be really cool. They had a similar one. I think it was called Dead Man's Wharf, or something similar to that a couple years ago. And they had this one really cool room that you were actually walking on a slanted floor. So if they had anything similar to that, it would be really cool. They also have a rumored Fiesta de Chupacabras. So to me, this means you'll probably see a lot of like practical effects, a lot of like practical Chupacabra effects, maybe people dressed up, kind of similar to looking like the Wolfman. So you might get kind of a similar house, but this one seems like it would be good too. I just don't think it'll be as scary. Sometimes there's those houses that you just know they're gonna have to use a lot of effects or a lot of props, and those ones aren't as scary, like Ghostbusters a couple years ago. That house was really awesome to look at. It just wasn't super scary. Also, Descendants of Destruction. Now this one is actually a sequel house to 2018's Seeds of Extinction. So Seeds of Extinction was not like a super popular house. It was kind of like one of those middle of the pack houses. Honestly, most of the people I talked to actually had it toward the bottom of their list, so I think it's pretty interesting that they are making a sequel house. But maybe this one will wind up being better or continue the story of the house, so definitely something to look forward to if they do it. The last rumored like original house is Bugs Eaten Alive. As somebody who is not a big fan of bugs, this one is probably going to be really scary. It makes sense they do a bug-themed house. Florida has tons of bugs. I think this one could be really scary. Like they could do things like have like little air shooting at your ankles or something, so it feels like bugs are there, or you hear them. So there's a lot they could do with that would be really good. Now, there's two potential last rumored houses. One is an original concept, and one is not an original concept. It's based off a Netflix TV show, which I'm sure anyone who's been watching up to this point has been wondering why it hasn't been mentioned. That is Stranger Things. Huge rumors that Stranger Things season 4 that just came out is going to be featured as a haunted house. I would love that, but the rumors have started to die down. Now, we're less than a month away from HHN starting. I feel like maybe the rumors would have picked up a lot by now if it was going to happen. So that kind of worries me a little bit. But again, we're less than a month away. Only 4 out of 10 houses have been announced. So in the past, they've had days where they announced 3-4 houses. They might do that again, and they might wait to announce Stranger Things until the day of the event. The original concept house is Prison, or a prison-themed one. It's another one that could be really cool. It doesn't have the like supernatural or monster type effect of some of these other houses, but it could still be a really cool, like you're walking through cell blocks and things like that. So yeah, that could be a really cool one too, but we will keep our eye out for any news. I'm definitely going to go to HHN either 1 or 2 days, definitely, and will make videos. So I'm going to make videos while I'm there, reviewing each house. After, I'll make a separate video kind of just going through what I thought about it all. So, definitely keep up with that, and we'll see how many of these rumors are true. All right, next we have the scare zone. So there are 5 scare zones, like I said. The only 2 that have been rumored really are the Coven scare zone, which again, I'll put those pictures back up here for a minute. And again, this is supposed to tie into a whole bar they're gonna have with different types of drinks, tie into the house. That would be really awesome if they did that. The other rumored one, which I'm gonna put those pictures up now, is a Halloween festival scare zone. So it's like a whole town's Halloween festival with like judges, and like they've got a judges stand, as you can see, and all this cool stuff, like a tractor. It'd be really cool. I don't know if they're going to announce the other scare zones ahead of time, or if they're going to wait until like the day of the event starting. In the past, some really cool ones they've had are where they'll have something that just kind of looks like it's a statue, but really there's like a black curtain and someone jumps out. They had one that was based on like Vikings that was similar to that a few years ago. I think it was Undead Viking, might have been the name of it. They had an alien one a couple years ago, so there's so much they could do. They had like a high school like pep rally, like zombies pep rally or vampire pep rally, whatever it was a few years ago. So there's so much they could do with those. I just really think it would be cool if they either, one, based them on the houses that were there, like how they're talking about doing with the Coven one, or two, base them on Universal properties, like a Simpsons scare zone would be really cool. You could do one with just like overall all Universal, like include Back to the Future, Jaws, Simpsons, whatever you want, have all the characters walking around scaring people, like that would be really cool. So yeah, we'll just see what the scare zones are, and again, in my future HHN video, I will talk about what they actually wound up being, if these two rumors are true, and what I thought about them. Okay, next up and lastly, we have the 2 live shows that they're gonna do. So last year, one of them was a lagoon show. They had like a lot of water, a lot of different scenes from different horror movies that were projected onto water in their like big lagoon in the middle of the park. I assume one of those shows that they haven't announced yet, because they haven't announced either one yet, so these are all just rumors and speculation. I assume one of those shows will be a lagoon show. The other one will probably take place in the Fear Factor Stadium, like they have in years past. For like 25 years when it first started, they had Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. That ended, the last one was in 2016. And then from 2017 through 2019, they had the Academy of Villains, which was a dance group. They put on these like extravagant, huge, really cool themed like dancing shows. It had fire, it had like all props and everything. That was really awesome. And then last year they switched. It was Halloween Nightmare Fuel, very similar, just a different dance group, but it was a very similar type of show. So for the last like 4 or 5 years, they've gone in this like Halloween type dance show. I assume they'll do that again, whether it's the same group, a different group, if they bring back Academy of Villains, I don't know. There's really not a lot of rumors on this as well, but I would assume a lagoon show is one, and some sort of like big extravagant dance show is going to wind up being the other one. All right, and this is the most recent speculation map. As you can see, it has prison instead of Stranger Things, but from the rumors I've been seeing, Stranger Things is going to take that spot instead of prison. But all these houses look amazing. You can see the attractions. It has some scare zones possibly listed, but I haven't seen many rumors on those. I think they're mostly guesses and some shows. So I think this year is going to be amazing. So I am definitely super excited. Can't wait to film the videos and show you guys all about it. All right, and now, so we talked about the houses. We talked about the shows, the scare zones. I showed you the speculation map. We talked a little bit about that. Now I just want to talk about 2 other things. We got food, or 3 things, food and drinks, and then we got merch. So they do have a tribute store, which used to just be for HHN. They only had a tribute store for HHN. And then when COVID happened and HHN got canceled, which I'm going to talk about that in a minute, they wound up keeping the tribute store open like all year. And they did it for a bunch of stuff. They had like a Christmas themed or a holiday tribute store. They had one for Jurassic World when Velocicoaster opened up, so that was really cool. I don't know if that's something they're continuing like forever to do, or if that was just kind of like, you know, something they've done up to this point. So that'll be interesting to see when the holiday season rolls back around, if they're gonna reopen that tribute store. Now, I actually got this shirt, as you can see, when they were, I think this might be the pass holder one. No, so the pass holder ones will say like pass holder here. It was very similar, but I think it was like $15 more, so I got this one. And I got this the year that they had canceled HHN in 2020. They still had 3 houses. There were 2 houses open. It was Bride of Frankenstein and like Tooth Fairy, Horrors of the Tooth Fairy, something like that. And then for just 2 days, they had Beetlejuice. And Beetlejuice came back last year. This is just one of the items that you can get, like shirts like this. They do have their typical shirt, which has like a little logo in the front or a saying, and then it has all the houses on the back. I'm gonna put a picture up to last year's shirt. This is kind of like their like iconic, you know, shirt that they sell out of. So definitely, if you want a specific piece of merchandise, I suggest getting this one. They do have some other really cool things though. They do sell these like super comfortable socks. I'll put that up now as well. So you can get these. Disney sells socks like these as well, just in their everyday stores, and Universal has some, but not as many, but you can get those. They've got things like create your own wax figurines in the tribute store. They actually have, which is really cool, I found these Christmas ornaments that you can see. So they do have Christmas ornaments. They have this one, which is kind of their main one, which is Never Go Alone, and then they have ones based on each house That's been announced so far, so I assume when the other houses are announced, you'll be able to get them for those too. But yeah, they just have a whole bunch of really awesome merch. And, you know, I always think that Disney's, you know, merchandise, although it might be a little more expensive, is usually a little better, in my opinion. I've always said that Disney has been a theme park since they first opened, so they theme everything very heavily. To me, Universal was an amusement park that did a little theming, like with Marvel Superhero Island, but for the most part, it was just kind of like an amusement park, a really good one too, don't get me wrong, with really good rides. But in the last decade or so, their theming has just really gone through the roof, especially with the HHN event. And the merchandise they have for this event is really great. So if you do go, definitely go to the Tribute store. When I go, I'm gonna go in there and I'll take a video of everything, showing you guys everything they have. But now the last thing I want to talk about is the food and drinks. So they do have, you know, their Irish pub right in the middle that they have all year round. You can go there for drinks if you want, but if you want something specific to the event, they have bars, and there'll be literally a huge sign that just says bar on it. So you can go there, you can get specialty cups, specialty drinks. The specialty drinks will be a little expensive, and I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not heavily filled with alcohol. They're pretty light. They used to be heavier with alcohol in the years past. They're pretty light now, so if you're looking to have a drink that, you know, you can have a bunch of them, they taste really good, and if you have multiple, it's not really gonna affect you, that's perfect. You can get a refillable cup, so you get cheaper drinks. If you want a drink that is going to, you know, that you're gonna feel more, I suggest just going to the standard Irish pub, or you can go to these bars and they will, you know, have other liquor or whatever there. So you can definitely do that, but the food. They have special food all around, but there's one food that I'm really hoping they have again. I believe they've had it every year for the last 5 or 6 years, except for one, and that's the pizza fries. So if you go back toward Kid Zone, there's going to be like a Woody Woodpecker cafe, kid cafe, and that's where they sell the pizza fries. So if you've never had them before, they are super good. It's just fries with cheese and sauce coated all over them and pepperoni. And then I believe they actually have little bits of sausage in there too, but they are so good. They usually have like a dessert one too, which I think has like marshmallows on it and stuff, but the pizza fries are so good. So if they have those, I'll show them to you guys, let you know how good they are, because I'm sure they'll be amazing again. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this HHN update video. Just wanted to go over what they've confirmed so far, which really is just the 4 houses. That's really everything they've confirmed, with some merchandise on their website like I showed you. Everything else is rumors and speculation. But yeah, hopefully a lot of it is true, because it sounds like it would be a super fun event. So once the event comes out, like I said, you can expect probably 2 videos of the actual event. And then I'm gonna wind up doing another video, probably 2 more videos over the next couple months. One will just be kind of my review of the event as a whole. And then my second video that I'm planning is gonna be really cool. It's gonna include this year. It's going to be the last 5 full HHN events. So that won't include 2020. So that'll go back to like 2016 probably that I'll do. And it'll be the top 10 houses over that time frame. So very excited for that too, because that's gonna be able to look back and see some of the really cool ones they've had. So stick around for all of those videos. Definitely like, comment, share this video with friends who plan on coming to this event. Also subscribe if you can. We're almost at 70. I'm hoping to hit 100 by the end of the year, so that would be really awesome. So please hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified of those future HHN videos and any other videos I make. And I'll see you in that next video.